Today on r/IDontWorkHereLady, food thefts, conspiracy theories at the feed store, a towel tantrum, and a Tex-Mex fistfight. Let's get into it.
I'm not your DoorDash driver and quit trying to take my food. This happened last week. I was visiting Austin, Texas and staying at a nice hotel. I'm brown and I'm an IT executive. I ordered takeout from a local barbecue place and was going back to my hotel with my food in a large paper bag with the name of the restaurant written in big letters on the side. There was a group of people outside the hotel, and as I approached the entrance, this woman rushed over and grabbed my bag of food. I yanked it back. She goes, "I've been waiting for this." It just hit me that she thought I was her food delivery driver, here with her order. I politely told her I wasn't her delivery driver. With a confused look on her face, she goes, "Are you sure? You look like one." At this point, I just wanted her to let go of my bag. And a few of her guy friends came over and told me to stop giving her a hard time and to hand over her food. So I spelled it out for them. I am not your food delivery driver. This is my food. I'm a guest at this hotel. I yanked the bag away from her, and as I entered the hotel, I saw her pulling out her phone and saying, "I'm calling the delivery service and telling them what a jerk you are, and I want my money back." Go right ahead, lady. Go right ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry, but how do you grab someone's bag and still double down like that? Even if it was the delivery driver, aren't you supposed to, ask first? How do you just know that's your order and grab it? How spoiled can you be? I'd get it if she was embarrassed and backed off, but she actually called the delivery app to complain. I swear, some people would rather die on the wrong hill than admit they're wrong. Also, you look like one? Lady, that's not the compliment you think it is. Let's just say the next story features someone else who's very sure they know who they're talking to, and it goes downhill fast.
Oh, you can take your kids to work? I live in a rural farming town, and this happened at the local feed store, think like Tractor Supply, but a mom and pop owned version. I went to get my usual stuff, chicken feed, dog food, etc., and had my 5-year-old daughter with me. She was looking at the horse riding equipment since she's dying to start lessons. I walked over and we started discussing what she liked and what she needed to start when a lady came over and just started talking about horses. I admittedly know nothing, but I assumed she was just an excited fellow equestrian who overheard my daughter and me. Then she started asking for recommendations on stuff, and I admitted I wasn't an expert and that she might need to ask someone else. This lady gave me the dirtiest look and went on about how employees should be knowledgeable about their products. Completely oblivious to what she was hinting at, I gave a polite chuckle and said, "Yeah, the family that owns this place is great. They would be more help than me." She again suggested that employees should be knowledgeable about their products in store and asked me for a specific type of rein. I again suggested getting someone else as I was just there with my daughter picking up a few things. She looked down at my daughter and back up at me and said, "I didn't know the feed store doubled as a daycare. You shouldn't be allowed to bring such a small child to work." Absolutely dumbfounded, I said I didn't work there and was just letting my daughter get her excitement out by looking at the products in the aisle we were in. Again, I suggested asking an actual employee because the family who owns the shop is terrific and has been in business for decades. With a very snotty look, she said, "I know you work here. I've seen you here almost every time I come in. You must be having a day off, but you could at least help me." I ducked out of the conversation to chase my daughter, who wandered off and got checked out. As I was leaving the store and chatting with the clerk, who's a friend of mine, the lady walked up and complained about how unprofessional I was and how even for a family business, small children shouldn't be allowed to join employees on their shift. The clerk looked at her like she was plumb dumb and told her, "Our customers are welcome to bring their children in. I don't know why they wouldn't be allowed." The lady still didn't get it and just huffed some more about how we were lying to her. I picked up my hat, had it loaded into the truck, and as I was driving off, this lady flipped me the bird. I'm still confused how someone who frequents the only feed store in the county that's been running for decades thinks there's some wild conspiracy going on about me working there. Gave me a good chuckle, though.
You know what's wild? This lady was so convinced she cracked a secret employee-parent conspiracy at the local feed store. Like, imagine walking into a family-owned place and thinking, "Aha! You've been secretly working here all along." Girl, calm down. She's just a mom helping her kid, not running an undercover daycare operation. And flipping the bird after all that? Chef's kiss. The perfect clueless exit. You'd think that was bad. Wait till you hear about the next guy. He takes entitled to a whole new level.
Some guy storms up to me and says, "I need extra towels in 402 right now." I was waiting in the lobby of a hotel for a friend to come down. I was wearing black pants, a white button-up, and holding my phone. Pretty standard outfit. Some guy storms up to me and says, "I need extra towels in 402 right now." I smiled and said, "Sorry, I don't work here." He narrowed his eyes, looked me up and down, and said, "Then why are you standing behind the desk?" Because the desk was just a high counter table with chairs. I was literally scrolling Instagram. I stood up, showed him my backpack, and said, "Because it's a chair, not your personal helpline." He huffed, went to the actual front desk, where the staff were wearing navy blazers with name tags, and loudly complained about your employee ignoring me. The front desk clerk looked at him, looked at me, and said, "Sir, she doesn't work here. And even if she did, snapping at people isn't how you get towels." Best part? His wife walked up behind him, smacked his arm, and said, "You're embarrassing me again."
Oh, when the wife smacked him? You just know she's been waiting to do that all week. You can tell this isn't the first time she's had to deal with him embarrassing her in public. Poor woman probably deserves a medal, or at least a spa day. And the front desk clerk? Perfectly polite, but that line still burned. Loved it. Next up, though, things don't end with a slap. It's almost a full-on brawl.
Got mistaken for a waiter and almost came to blows. For context, I'm not American. I am a brown-skinned Asian from Southeast Asia. I was visiting Houston, Texas as a tourist when I decided to eat lunch at a Tex-Mex restaurant. It so happened that my outfit, a black polo shirt with black pants, was very similar in color to the ones worn by their waiters. The only difference was the logo of my favorite football club, Liverpool FC, on my shirt. I was leaving the toilet to return to my table when a guy shouted at me, asking for his drink to be refilled. When I didn't respond, he came toward me and accused me of being rude for not attending to his needs. I tried to explain to him that I, like him, was a customer, but he kept shouting and spewing all kinds of horrible vulgarities in my face. So I shoved him away from me and shouted, "Forget you, man." Luckily, a waiter and his manager came to my rescue at that crucial moment before he and I got into a fist fight. That customer was told by the manager to get out of the premises before he called the cops, and comped my lunch as an apology. I did generously tip the waiter, though.
This one could have gone south fast. It's one thing to mistake someone for an employee. It's another to get aggressive about it. I'm glad the manager stepped in before things got ugly, because this kind of ignorance isn't just rude, it's dangerous. And hey, at least OP got a free lunch and the waiter got a big tip. Some small wins after big nonsense. Anyway, what do you think? Which one of these people had the biggest "I don't work here, lady" meltdown? Drop your pick in the comments below. That's it for today's wild ride through r/I don't work here, lady, where uniforms mean nothing and confidence is delusion. If that gave you secondhand embarrassment or a good laugh, give it a big thumbs up. Drop your favorite "I don't work here" moment in the comments. I want to hear your stories too. And if you're not subscribed yet, you know what to do. Hit that button, ring the bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully not getting yelled at in a Target parking lot. Bye.